Termites are one of the most destructive pests in Central Florida, and one of the most misunderstood. They don't just show up and cause immediate damage. In fact, the worst infestations often go unseen for years, and by the time you notice the signs, the damage is already done. At Drake Lawn Pest Control, we take termites seriously. That means understanding exactly what kind of termite we're dealing with, and using targeted, effective solutions that work for your specific situation. In this video, we'll break down the 3 major types of termites we see in Central Florida, how to spot the signs early, and why tenting isn't the only option, or even the best one. Let's dive in. Drywood termites. Drywood termites are a unique species that live entirely inside the wood that they infest. There's no need for soil contact or moisture from outside sources. That makes them a particularly sneaky and self-sufficient pest. Drywood termite swarmers are the only termites that leave the colony, flying out to start new ones. They're about ½ an inch long with smoky dark wings and an orange-brown head and body. Drywood soldiers have big reddish-brown heads and strong black mandibles. Drywood termites don't really have a worker. Instead, younger termites do all the labor and can still develop into soldiers or swarmers later. Swarming usually happens on warm, sunny days, often in the fall, but sometimes earlier in hot areas or indoors. Once they land, swarmers break off their wings, pair up, and find a small crevice in wood to start a new colony. The queen lays just a few eggs the first year, and it can take up to 5 to 7 years before any visible damage appears. Colonies grow slowly, but mature ones can include thousands of termites. Queens become visibly swollen over time, while kings stay mostly the same. Drywood termites are built for dry climates. They pull moisture from the wood that they eat, or they make it internally. They even reabsorb water from their feces to stay hydrated, which is why their droppings are so dry and gritty. Unlike other termite species, drywood termites don't need soil contact or high moisture to survive. They can live entirely inside dry wood, from your furniture to your crown molding to the structural beams in your attic. They sneak in through small cracks and crevices, then hollow out galleries inside the wood itself. Because they don't need to come out to the soil for moisture, you might not see obvious mud tubes or surface signs, which makes them harder to detect. Over time though, you might notice frass, and this looks like fine, sand-like pellets and is actually their droppings. Kick-out holes where they push the frass out, bubbling or blistering paint caused by internal tunneling, and occasionally discarded wings from swarmers. Their colonies grow slowly, which sounds good at first, but that also means that they can go undetected for years, quietly damaging your home from the inside out. They typically swarm in late summer into fall, but they can also swarm indoors during warm weather, even if winter conditions are right. Drywood termite solutions. So, what's the solution? This is where Drake is different. Most companies will default to tent fumigation. It's the most common industry recommendation. But here's the truth. Tenting is a nightmare for homeowners. It requires leaving your home for 2 to 3 days, bagging up all your food, medicines, and pet supplies, potentially removing indoor plants, and dealing with chemical residues, cleanup, and stress. It's invasive, expensive, and disruptive. And while it may kill the termites present during the fumigation, it doesn't prevent new infestations. That's why we don't offer tenting. At Drake, we believe in targeted, intelligent solutions that solve the problem without turning your life upside down. We use localized injectable foams directly into infested wood, surface wood treatments that penetrate and eliminate colonies, and careful inspection and sealing of entry points to prevent reinfestation. These methods are effective, far less invasive, and help you to avoid going through the tenting process altogether. Our goal is to catch drywood termites early and treat them precisely so you can stay in your home and stay protected. Subterranean termites. Next, let's talk about subterranean termites, the most common type in Florida and the ones responsible for the majority of structural damage that we see. Subterranean termite swarmers are about 3/8 of an inch long with dark brown to black bodies and long translucent wings slightly longer than their bodies. These winged reproductive termites are frequently mistaken for flying ants, but they're smaller and have straight rather than bent antennae. Also, termite swarmers are generally much more destructive than ants. Peak swarming periods for subterranean termites occur from January through May in Florida. An infestation begins when warm temperatures and heavy rainfall trigger an established colony to send out a swarm of these winged termites to start a new colony. Once a swarmer lands, it sheds its wings, mates, and becomes a primary reproductive king or queen of the newfound colony. Subterranean termite soldiers have large yellowish-brown heads and curved mandibles for defense. Subterranean termite workers are creamy white, soft-bodied, and wingless. These termites handle all of the foraging and colony care. Unlike drywood termites, subterranean termites live underground. They need moisture to survive, so they build mud tubes to travel between the soil and the wood in your home. They often enter through expansion joints in the foundation, cracks in the slab, plumbing or utility penetrations, or even from wood that touches the soil, like decks and porches. Once inside, they can chew through wood, drywall, even insulation, all while staying hidden from sight. Signs of subterranean termites include mud tubes along walls or foundations, swarms, especially in spring after the rain, hollow-sounding wood, and buckled floors or sagging ceilings. Now let's talk about Formosan and Asian subterranean termites, sometimes called super termites. These aggressive species are invasive, highly destructive, and capable of causing major structural damage in just a few months. Formosan termites in particular, they swarm in large numbers, especially in the spring, build massive colonies, sometimes in the millions. Asian subterranean termites, commonly in South Florida, but increasingly spreading, behave similarly but swarm in the early evening and are drawn to light sources. Super termite swarmers are larger than their native species. They're about ½ an inch long, with yellow-brown bodies and noticeably hairy wings. Formosan termite soldiers have teardrop-shaped heads and oval jaws, while Asian termite soldiers have more rectangular heads and a slightly curved mandible. Both types excrete a white defensive fluid when threatened. Super termite workers are nearly identical to other subterranean workers, pale and soft-bodied, but they belong to much more aggressive colonies. Super termite swarms are intense, often happening in late spring to early summer. Formosan termites can nest above ground in walls or attics by building carton nests, a mud-like material made from wood and saliva that holds moisture. That means they don't always need soil once established. Formosan and Asian termites are more heat-tolerant and moisture-adaptable than most species. Their carton nests let them survive in hidden above-ground spaces, and once established, they're extremely difficult to remove. Both species require immediate identification, aggressive treatment, and ongoing monitoring. These aren't the termites that you can wait on. If we find signs of Formosan or Asian termites, we act fast and thoroughly because the damage they cause escalates quickly. Subterranean treatment. To treat subterranean termites, including Formosan and Asian termites, we take a multi-step approach. It starts with a detailed inspection to locate activity and entry points. Then, we install a liquid treatment zone around your home's foundation using Termidor, the gold standard in termite control. After trenching around the perimeter of the building, we treat with Termidor, which begins working within hours to gain complete control of the termites. It only needs to be applied once every 10 years, whereas bait stations typically require inspections 1 to 4 times a year. This is because bait stations that are damaged by weather become ineffective and need to be maintained or replaced. Termidor doesn't repel termites. It's undetectable to them, which means they walk right through it, carry it back to their colony, and spread it like a virus. Within days, the entire colony is eliminated. This creates a protective barrier that keeps termites out long term, with regular monitoring to ensure that it stays strong. So here's the big takeaway. Not all termites are the same, and not all termite treatments should be either. At Drake Lawn and Pest Control, we tailor every solution to your home, your situation, and the specific termite species at play. We believe in minimally invasive treatments, smart, science-based strategies, and avoiding outdated, stressful options like tenting whenever possible. We protect your home like it's our own, with experienced technicians, reliable treatments, and a commitment to doing things right the first time. If you're seeing signs of termites, or you just want peace of mind, schedule an inspection today. We'll walk you through everything, answer your questions, and give you a plan that actually works. Because when it comes to termites, you want more than just a treatment. You want real protection. Drake Lawn and Pest Control. Quality service, guaranteed.